Here now, entertainment attorney Tre Lovell. This is early in this lawsuit, but let's first talk about the allegations against Baldoni and the why now question from Blake Lively. Looks like more than a year since the alleged harassment.
Yeah, and everything's kind of coming to light now. That's one of the concerns is why did it take so long? However, what we're seeing now is we're seeing Blake Lively's version of what's happening with the complaint with the Civil Rights Division. That's ultimately going to be a lawsuit. But pretty soon we're going to see Baldoni's side. And then at that point, everything will be out there, to vet. But these allegations are pretty egregious.
And there's a timeline as well provided as part of her allegations detailing what happened and when. It looks as though, based on her argument, she kept track in great detail.
Yeah, so it's interesting because there's a couple different components. There's a sexual harassment that happened on set, supposedly, and then there's this retaliation campaign that once the movie was finished out in the press marketing, that they were worried that she was going to kind of out what happened on set, and they kind of try to get the jump on that. So there's a couple different aspects to what she's claiming.
In terms of legal protections for actors who experience retaliation or harassment, she said that protections weren't followed. What are some of those that are put in place on sets?
So it's interesting, and that kind of depends on the nature of the production. If you're involved with a big studio production, a big production company, you're going to have an HR department. You're going to be given protocols that you can follow if you feel like you're being harassed or discriminated, or there's some type of hostile work environment. Those are kind of built in. If you're on kind of a smaller production that there is no HR department, then oftentimes you can go with your agents or your managers and let them know what's happening, and they can contact the producers and kind of go that route. And then, if you're on one of the really low-scale productions and you don't have an agent or manager, you're kind of at a disadvantage. So at that point, you just got to kind of document what's happening, put it in writing. But these production companies are not required to have HR departments, which is why this complaint and ultimate lawsuit is pretty important to kind of shining some light on this side of the industry.
Tre, once it rises to this level, right, it's getting a lot of press today. What happens then? Is this going to go to court most likely?
Yeah, so what's going to happen is before you file some type of lawsuit like this, you have to go through the Civil Rights Division, get a right to sue letter, which is just kind of a formality. But this is going to be a lawsuit filed in court. I wouldn't be surprised if Baldoni countersues. But you need to remember, these type of things, it's the PR aspect that's really the most important. They're trying to protect their career, protect their name, protect their brand. So once each side kind of gets the narrative out there, neither side wants to be in years of litigation and having stories keep coming out over the years as they're trying to do their work. So I think we're going to see a big blast at the beginning from both sides. And then ultimately, there'll be some type of settlement or resolution. It'll just kind of disappear.
How telling is it, though, that WME, which represents both of them, has dropped Baldoni following the suit?
This is one of the negative sides of the industry. The production companies, the agencies, the managers, they're so quick to drop talent based on allegations. They really need to stand strong, wait to see what happens with the lawsuit, wait to see when both sides are out there, and then make the decision. But, you have people that are building their lives and careers, and allegations come out, and all of a sudden it ends. So I'm a little surprised that WME did that. They're picking favorites, obviously, but it's so early in the game. We haven't even seen his side of what's happening. So it's a negative side of the industry that I think the production companies, networks, agents, they really got to rectify that.
All right, Tre Lovell, as always, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Coming up next, some holiday shopping help.